If you're wondering whether the EU is about to treat AI like a casual software update, it's not. The timeline is hardening, the fines are real, and the move fast era is getting fenced in.
And the twist is, it's not just about policing bad actors. The EU is setting deadlines for transparency and high-risk systems, and it's forcing companies to operationalize things like labeling, documentation, and governance.
Here's the headline. Legal teams are turning into product teams, and product teams are turning into compliance teams. And if you're building AI into workflows or into robots, you're in that blast radius. Hey, welcome to your AI future. The AI revolution isn't coming, it's here, and it's moving fast. But here's the good news. You don't have to figure it out alone. Every episode, we break down exactly what's changing, how it hits your career and your daily life, and the real steps you can take right now to stay ahead. This transition leads to abundance, and we're going to help you get there. Let's go. Let's start with the biggest story. The EU AI Act timeline is becoming operational, not theoretical. The Commission's own timeline says prohibited practices and AI literacy obligations are already in force, and GPAI obligations have already started applying. Transparency rules hit in August 2026, and high-risk rules roll through 2027 and 2028.
Right. And Latham and Watkins flagged the AI Act Omnibus Political Agreement from May 7, 2026. The big signal is that deadlines may shift, but the direction doesn't. You're going to need governance, transparency, and controls. They also highlight fines that can go up to $35 million or 7% of worldwide turnover for certain new prohibitions, and up to $15 million or 3% for transparency violations.
So, translation. If you're an executive, this is not legal will handle it. This is your product roadmap has compliance baked in. And, if you're a founder, this is a competitive edge, because the team that can ship documentation, controls, and audits faster wins deals.
And it's not only software. Think about embodied AI. When models drive decisions in physical environments, like factories, your risk surface explodes. We'll get to humanoid robots, but governance starts now. Model cards, data lineage, evaluation, human override, and clear labeling where required.
Action item. If you have EU customers, or you plan to, you should inventory every AI system you ship, classify it, and build a timeline against August 2026 transparency. Most teams wait until the deadline is close. That's how you end up paying consultants to do emergency archaeology.
OpenAI's release notes are a good snapshot of where the frontier is going. Their March updates emphasize models that are not just better at chat, but better at multi-step work, reasoning, coding, and agentic workflows.
And what I care about is, does it change the unit economics of knowledge work?
Exactly. OpenAI describes GPT 5.4 as combining reasoning and coding with better tool use across software environments, and they even describe an upfront plan experience so you can steer the work. Then GPT 5.4 Mini shows up as a practical operational detail, a lighter fallback so users keep moving when they hit limits.
Which is a subtle point. It's not one model anymore. It's a fleet. The winning companies aren't asking which model. They're designing systems that degrade gracefully. Fast model for triage, stronger model for the hard parts, and guardrails throughout.
And Google's AI Roundup shows the same thing. Search Live becomes a conversation, personal intelligence connects across apps like Gmail and Photos, and Gemini Flashlight is positioned as fast and budget-friendly for high-volume workloads.
So the business message is, AI is moving from feature to interface. Search becomes dialogue. Maps becomes a co-pilot. Browsers become summarizers.
And when interfaces change, workflows change. That's why we're seeing a second wave, not just model progress, but deployment progress, where the tool is inside the place you already work.
Now the part everyone whispers about, layoffs. Fortune summarized a Gartner study of 350 executives at companies over $1 billion in revenue. They said 80% of firms piloting AI or autonomous tech reported workforce reductions. But here's the punchline. Gartner didn't find the layoffs correlated with higher ROI.
Right. The article frames it as short-sighted. The highest gains were associated with people amplification, using AI to make employees more productive rather than replacing them.
That's the uncomfortable truth. Headcount reduction is a one-time lever. Productivity systems are compounding. If you cut 10%, But don't change the process. You've just created a backlog and a morale problem.
And there's another operational angle. If you remove experienced staff, you also remove the tacit knowledge needed to supervise AI outputs. In regulated settings, that can increase risk while decreasing capacity.
So the playbook I'm seeing win is keep the core team, redesign the workflow, and measure cycle time. Then you decide where automation truly replaces tasks versus just assisting.
Also, Microsoft's Copilot release notes show how this looks in practice. Small upgrades that drive adoption. For example, Copilot Chat and Edge getting contextual nudges for quick page summaries. That's not science fiction, it's remove friction tooling.
Action item. If you're leading a team, don't ask, how many people can AI replace? Ask, which 2 steps of our workflow create 80% of the delay? And can AI compress them without increasing error?
Let's tie it to robots. TechNode reports Xiaomi says its humanoid robots have begun trial operations at its automobile factory, using a vision language action foundation model. They've demonstrated tasks like loading fasteners and transporting material boxes, and the company targets broader deployment within 5 years.
This is a big deal because factories are where ROI can actually show up. Repetitive tasks, clear metrics, measurable downtime. But it also collides with regulation. If you're running AI in physical environments, safety and accountability become real.
And the learning loop is the point. Every successful grasp, every failure, every near miss, those are data. If the model is improving via reinforcement learning, the plant becomes both deployment and training context. That's powerful, but you need governance. What data is captured, how it's labeled, and what human oversight exists.
So we have a convergence. Frontier workflows in the office and frontier embodiment in the factory. Both are pushing toward automation, but the winners will be the teams who can prove control, safety, and reliability.
Rapid Fire, LLM Stats lists recent releases including GPT 5.5, Instant and xAI's Grok 4.3, plus open releases from DeepSeek, Qwen, and Moonshot AI. The macro story is more models, more tiers, more routing.
And in longevity, there's still heat around Senolytics, but the credible take is proof of biology, mixed human efficacy so far. Meanwhile, Fortune reports Life Biosciences got FDA clearance to start a Phase 1 human trial for partial epigenetic reprogramming, targeting vision loss indications as the initial path. Look, this change is real, and it's not slowing down. But you showed up, you're paying attention, and that puts you ahead of most people already. If this episode helped you, do me a favor. Hit subscribe, ring that bell, and share this with someone you care about. Because the more people who prepare for this, the better we all come out on the other side. Abundance is where this ends. Let's get there together. This is your AI future.